This is Late Night Health. This is the radio show that cares about the most important part of your life, your health. Hi, during the next 2 hours, we're going to spend time exploring some very important topics, especially Hour 1. Hour 1, we're going to take a look at suicide. During the second half of this hour, we'll take a look at it from a spirituality standpoint with Robert Clancy. Robert's worked a lot with some suicide hotlines and suicide prevention programs in the New York area. We'll be talking to him in about 30 minutes from now. Right now, we're going to talk with Dr. Michelle Cohen, who is a clinical psychologist practicing in the Los Angeles area and a very good friend of the show and of mine for more than 5 years. Dr. Michelle, welcome to Late Night Health. Welcome back to Late Night Health.
Nice to be with you again. I appreciate you inviting me on.
Right. We have Beth Barnum in New Hampshire, I think, watching. Hi, Beth. And we have Randy Rosenblum. You remember Randy, Michelle?
Randy, yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, so we've got them watching right now.
Wonderful.
That's and we also have I can't read her name because it's on the side. I can't read it. It's not me. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. If you have questions, you can type them in, and I will ask Dr. Michelle about them. The last 2 weeks or so, Dr. Michelle, we've had several celebrities kill themselves, commit suicides.
Yes, I know.
And
what a tragedy.
It is, and they were at the top of the game. Kate Spade and Anthony Bourdain.
Yes.
And they both seem to have everything that people want.
Well, I mean, I agree, and that could be the impression of the public and an impression that their publicists have presented, as well as they, in their public lives and on camera, but we really don't know what's going on, behind an individual, especially when they're high profile. And there are so many reasons, why people think about and commit suicide. So
Dr. Doma Peacock is joining us from Cape Town, South Africa, as well. You would think that it would be depression. But why would somebody be depressed if they had, health, money, relationships, love, friends, all the things that we would think that we would need?
Well, I think that there are a lot of mental health issues going on that we're not aware of sometimes, again. But I think for celebrities, many times I think it's a combination of extremely high expectations of themselves. And, of course, they're put in the spotlight. There's pressure, and other people want them to perform constantly. That's a lot of pressure on a lot of people, especially if they have a propensity towards depression. There are other reasons sometimes. People have impulse disorders, substance abuse disorders that we're not totally aware of. Some people are crying out for help.
But are they crying out for help?
Well, a lot of people, when I say crying out for help, again, they may be caught up in that loop of, please help me, I'm under so much pressure. Many times these people don't want to die, but they want to alert those around them that something is seriously wrong. They don't know how to verbalize what they're feeling. And sometimes, which I have seen in my practice in psychiatric clinics, is many people don't believe that they're going to die, but they act out, especially young adults, sometimes adolescents. They don't think what they're doing can kill them. I mean, there's kids who've had taking a bottle of Tylenol, and they don't realize that high enough doses can cause irreversible liver damage and can inevitably...
Why would you take a whole bottle, though? I mean, that doesn't make...
Again, and I'm thinking it's about ignorance. It's about, not realizing how serious certain, chemicals can be to the body. But that's just crying out for help attempts, showing other people. But, I think there are a lot of deeper issues going on that we're not aware of.
I remember I must have been in my first or second year of college, and a friend from high school, actually from elementary school, committed suicide. And I think it was his third or fourth attempt. And it was very difficult because, again, he was an extraordinarily talented young man. He was an artist. He was really brilliant. The LA Times did at least one feature on him, and I'm talking double truck. That's 2 pages, folks, on his artwork.
Wow.
And I got a call from his sister saying he'd passed, and just a couple of weeks before, he and I and another friend, we had gone out looking for women because we were 19, and we weren't very successful, none of us, but it was a time we got to sit and chat with each other, and it was fun. And then he was gone.
Oh, yeah.
Now, he did suffer from drugs. He was an addict. I don't remember what kind. And also suffered from severe depression.
Right. And it's without question the most common reason, I think, why people commit suicide or attempt it. And, it's always accompanied by a pervasive sense of suffering. And there's that belief that escape is from this life is the only way to go. What I found is that a lot of people who I've spoken with who've survived suicide attempts, they report wanting not so much to die as to stop living because of the suffering they're experiencing.
Wow. Gary Stewart, our friend, constellation therapist who is a healer down in the Palm Springs area, just chimed in and said, don't forget Big Pharma.
Of course.
Right? So that you go to the doctor, maybe you're diabetic, and they change your medication. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yes.
And you become suicidal. I remember being prescribed, this has got to be 25 years ago, I was doing some TV work, and I broke out in a rash or something, and they gave me a steroid.
Wow.
And, cleared up in 2 days, but they said you have to take it for 3 weeks or a month, whatever it was. After a week, I was suicidal.
Wow.
It was terrible.
Sure.
And I pulled myself off of that.
No, exactly. Good for you. And I think a lot of people don't realize the side effects of certain medications or pharmaceuticals, and we really have to be careful. I've even worked in hospitals with psychiatrists who believe sometimes that we need to titrate quicker to get people off certain medications, whether they're antidepressants or antipsychotics, in order to find what we call a new cocktail, possibly to treat those who have psychosis or bipolar 1 disorders. And some people have titrated too quickly, and that, as you know, can throw them, into a state of full depression or psychosis, even worse. So, your friend absolutely is correct.
And we're going to ask Gary if he'll come on next week and talk about this, because with his unique approach to life, he takes a look at the ancestral background. I mean, maybe your great-grandfather did something that causes you to have suicidal feelings today. So we'll have Gary Stewart on next week on Late Night Health to discuss that. He doesn't even know that we're going to do that. Dr. Michelle Cohen is our guest. She is a media personality. You've heard her on radio. You've seen her on TV. You're on the Discovery Networks. We want to give you a shout-out on that. What shows can we see you on?
I recently finished a piece for the program. It's called Breaking Homicide. I was just helping detectives and other law enforcement officials try to solve a so-called suicide. Was it a homicide or suicide? Well, I sort of analyzed the body language of the main suspect being interrogated. So I was working on that, and very interesting work. Yeah,
wow. But you didn't have to see bodies or anything.
No, I I'm glad that I don't know how law enforcement officials and some of the detectives I work with can do that, but I would rather look at the history of an individual and what possibly caused them to commit a crime, whether it's suicide or homicide. So I'm more interested in that.
Right. No, absolutely. I mean, I don't like to watch murder mysteries sometimes because they can be quite gruesome. Mark Green has a question about veterans. Have you worked with veterans? Because they seem to have a higher than normal suicide rate.
Absolutely. I do work with individuals who are suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder, who have served in the armed forces, and yes, there is a very high rate of suicide among those individuals. And I believe a lot of professionals, there's not enough resources for people to help them understand and work through. Certainly a lot more psychologists I work with are specializing in trauma.
We're going to take a time out. We've got Dr. Michelle Cohen on our line. We're talking about suicide. We are on Facebook Live if you want to join in the conversation. Mark Green has just joined in. He asked about the vets. We're going to take some time out. We're going to stay on with Facebook Live, and Daryl and I will chat a little bit. Michelle will be here too. Don't go away. Visit us at latenighthealth.com. We'll have a pretty picture of Michelle and her bio and how to get in touch with her if you're in the LA area. I'm Mark Alyn along with the insane Daryl Wayne. Don't go away. More coming up.
Welcome to Guide to the Soul. This is Robert Clancy. When light comes together, the brightness only increases. When the darkness meets itself, nothing changes unless a glimmer of light breaks that abyss, for it is then everything changes. Light is the only other thing in the universe that also travels at the speed of love, and that wonderful light reaches every corner of the universe. Now just imagine how big your heart truly is when you share your light with everyone around you. When you set no limits on your love, you too become limitless. The beauty of life is knowing that when angels unite, they not only become one, they illuminate the understanding of the greater one.
For more inspiration from Robert Clancy, visit guidetothesoul.com or go to the Moments with Robert page on latenighthealth.com.
If you're listening to Late Night Health right now, you're part of the growing target of baby boomers we're serving. Hi, I'm Daryl Wayne, producer of Late Night Health, inviting you to join the Late Night Health family. If you have any business targeting the growing boomer market, Late Night Health is the ideal advertising vehicle for you. From vitamins to insurance, alternative health to Western-style medicine, Late Night Health caters to the growing population of those over 40 years old. This vibrant demographic has expendable income to fight aging, purchase travel, take care of aging parents, or just have fun. Find out about the advertising opportunities with Late Night Health. Call us at 805-391-0308. That's 805-391-0308, or email us at info@latenighthealth.com. That's info@latenighthealth.com. Join Late Night Health as we empower people to take charge of their own health care. Call now at 805-391-0308. That's 805-391-0308.